So do you think that it's malice or incompetence that has led to our vast array of problems, right? We have quite a few little catastrophes building, right? Not the whole CO2 climate thing, but there's definitely been a lot of contamination, and we do not have a healthy relationship with the earth by any stretch of the imagination. And we have the IQ crisis, we have a crisis of meaning, we have a crisis of testosterone, we have a plummeting birth rate, right? Increase of neurological diseases, mental illness, emotional illness, right? A huge disconnect, say a deadening of the human spirit. There's more sociopaths, sociopathic tendencies now, and it's all done under the guise of supposed woke virtue, right? Everything's kind of falling apart. Most people don't know how to maintain the system. The system is collapsing, and it's not necessarily the most effective and efficient system in the first place, right? So what are we supposed to do? Is it incompetence or is it malice? Now, if you just take it as incompetence, then you also have to string together an entire series of coincidences, right? How all of these things are interwoven together, and, you know, at a certain point, there's only so many coincidences, right? But it doesn't really matter which it is, besides punishing those who have caused it, right? Be it incompetence or malice, it doesn't really matter. The end result is the same, right? The path to destruction is paved with good intentions. So we can see the people who are actively deceiving and lying to us, right? We can see the politicians who passed the laws, right? We can go and read the Panama Papers, right? We can see all of these different documents. We can prove things. We can go through the receipts, right? We know that individuals have deleted emails, right? We know that, Dick Cheney was in charge of NORAD, right? We know about Benghazi and illegal drone strikes, and we know about corrupt business dealings and stock investments and all this other fun, right? We know which companies have been bailed out, which ones didn't pay back their loans, and we know who has what intellectual property and who has been lying and who buys what magazine and who's controlling this media and that media, right? We know who is members of secret societies for the most part, like the Skull and Bones and the Freemasons, right? We know who's in charge of the Davos groups and who's running the Federal Reserve and who controls all of the things that are either maliciously or incompetently destroying our planet and killing our species, and generally just bringing about the end of what the majority of us would consider the direction we want our species to go, right? So, we are very much aware as a collective who the guilty parties are, right? But they are in positions of so-called authority, even though it has been proven that they should have no authority over us and they do not have our best interests at heart, right? Look at the way the media has attacked Joe Rogan, a man of the people, self-built, self-promoted, all that fun. Now, some people will argue that he has a scraped genealogy and you can't necessarily discontinue him with the bloodlines of said would-be conspiracy, but he has had very important discussions and he's made a lot of good points and has a lot of people asking the correct questions, right? And so you can't have that. The same corporate media that covered up for Jeffrey Epstein for 3 decades, right? The same agencies that have all hid and covered, right? Because the majority of the corporate media have all been influenced by the CIA and the FBI, right? Project Mockingbird, where they dumped billions of dollars into controlling the media and the narrative for the nation, right? So this system, this fascist corporate media with government oversight, this propaganda machine covered for human traffickers, known pedophiles, right? Where they have the island and all of their accomplices with it, where we have all the flight records and like the different private jets that have flown there, right? We don't need to get into all of that right now, but we have the data. It's there, right? So you'd think that maybe some questions would be asked. You'd think that there'd maybe be some canceling, right? Like maybe you've been to the pedophile island. Maybe that's worthy of some angry people on Twitter, you know? Not Joe Rogan over here having conversations with the guy that invented, you know. Either way, I tried posting another video on here. They wouldn't let me. So, what are you going to do? Apparently, they don't like you talking about taxes. They want you to pay for the privilege of getting fucked. It's important. So, yeah. We know. We've known. But we're all too cozy. Little bit too cozy. Still, after everything. Right? I don't know. We got more in common with each other than those that want us to fight. So, just some food for thought. I wish you all the best of luck. We move forward.